and try to tilt the extension over that way. No! I dropped it. Hello, this is Wilwood Aero6. In this video, I'll be installing the 6-element inlet adapter. It came in today. Here's in the box. It comes with an adapter to put a wider intake, and then this is the inlet that goes into the turbo. So yeah, let's get started with the install. This is going to be a little bit annoying to do. The 6-element has a nice install video that's focused on the Elantra N. Luckily I have the Elantra N, but it is pretty standard as far as a Veloster N or Kona N goes. So let's get started. It comes with these nuts here. I would recommend getting like a 4mm, and that way you can adjust this while it's on the car. You also need like a U-joint swivel arms just with extensions to be able to reach the one that's in the rear. But yeah, so this is going to be here. All we need to do now is remove the intake and get started with it. Get started by removing some of these clamps here. Go. There's another one here that goes into the CCV. So take out the engine cover. There we go. And then we'll just need a screwdriver. Go, this part is out. Alright. So I'm going to be installing the 6-element Lite intake as well. And the Lite intake will replace this part. Here you can see it's ribbed on the inside. So even though it provides a decent amount of I guess protection from heat, airflow is not super smooth. That's going through the rib section, and of course reduces down to the OEM inlet. So by putting the aftermarket inlet, it'll allow more air to flow. Since I'll be tuning in the future, it'll be useful to have. One suggestion they provided was to put some kind of a shop towel underneath to catch all the different bolts that come loose. So let me do that. So I put a shop towel to hopefully try to catch something. It's not a perfect solution, but I don't know. I have this Harbor Freight, like a swivel ratcheting wrenches, and one of them is a 10mm. I'm just hoping that I might be able to get into the back there with a 10mm. So by kind of sliding it from the back here, see, hopefully I don't drop this into the abyss here. And make sure that I put it into the right direction. Yeah, I'm able to break this one loose. Let's see if I can do it here. There's like almost no room there. And then this little water line also is in the way, so it doesn't really help that much. So I managed to get the rear one out using actually this. I gave up. I give it another try. What I ended up doing was slide it in like that and kind of push it in where all the heat shielding is. Cut myself a little bit with the sharp side of it, but at least it's out. I think this one was one of the most difficult ones to get out, and then it'll be also one of the most difficult ones to put in, but hopefully I can like hand tighten it, and then with the extension I'll be able to put it in there. Let's try to get the other ones out for now. Let's not celebrate too soon. Right, this here, this extension, it looks like it might work. Most important is to kind of loosen it, and then there we go, it's coming out. And let's try not to drop it. I have extra of these. Can I reach it by hand? I can't really reach it by hand, so let's just hope for the best. All right, I think it's fully out. All right. This is gonna be very tricky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the wrench and the extensions kind of piece by piece and try to tilt the extension over that way. No! I dropped it. Okay, good news, it fell to the floor. This is so nerve-wracking. All right, so the last piece is the top one. And when we're getting out the stock inlet, we have to make sure we don't drop the gasket. So gonna be very careful with that. It's fully out now. Gasket is in there. Just try to hold it all together. Hold it together. hold it together. I will do this, take the wrench out, take the screw out. 3 out of 3 pretty much. All right, we have it out. This is the gasket. So this is the size difference. It's quite huge. So I'm gonna put the new one in. The 6 recommends kind of zip tying the gasket in there so it doesn't fall, and then slide it in with the kind of the lower bolt attached. So let's do that. All right, change the lens setup a little bit. On 6th video, they were sliding this in with the kind of the wrench attached to it. It's a little bit tight for me. I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do that. I want to at least be able to like kind of see if I can thread it by hand. I know there isn't a lot of space in there, but at least I can try. So here we go, the gasket in there. It's just like very also easy to cross thread these things. Kind of hard to see if it's like even going in there. Let's reset. All right, I'm going to try a contraption like this. See if I can make it work. So I got kind of close to dropping that bolt there. Alright, I'm done with the install. The inlet adapter took way too long. Took me almost probably like an hour to put that in. It was very annoying to get that rear bolt in. My father-in-law, he has slightly thinner fingers, thinner hands. He managed to help me out. And then got the rest of the intake. I already put the intake filter, the oiled filter from 6th Element in there. And yeah, that's about it. Intake-wise, the install is not too bad, but yeah, the inlet adapter, it was super annoying. So yeah, just to show the kind of an adapter I had to create just to be able to reach it. This is all I had. I wish I had like more of the thin ones, extensions. It would have made it a little bit easier, but yeah. I have to go pick up my son from daycare in like 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. I have to leave. I'm gonna wrap this video up. Again, this was just the install. I'm going to do kind of like a first impressions video in a bit, just driving around with the car. Yeah, overall, the intake install is very simple. So if you're planning to get the intake, it does come with an adapter to connect to the factory inlet adapter. But if you want to use the 6th inlet adapter, then it takes much longer. Just need a lot of the U-joint adapters, socket adapters, and not gorilla fingers. My fingers are huge, so it's like, it's hard to get in there. I like cut my finger and like, it was very annoying to do. So definitely take your time. If necessary, maybe slightly grease the bolt, the most rear one in there. Hand tighten it, try to hand tighten it with an extension, and then once it's in there, you can connect the U-joint kind of the adapters with the extension in there. That way you can just kind of connect it in there. If you have a second person helping you, they can hold the wrench and the whole extension in their hands. That way it doesn't turn back, because it reduces the number of turns you can do, right? Because of the extensions. So if you can hold the rest of the extension, you can kind of really turn and tighten it. So yeah, that was an interesting install. I'm glad we did it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a drive, pick up my son. I finished it right before. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a Umarov discount code on 6th Element. If you want to get this intake inlet adapter, you can use those. I'll also leave a link to each of the items below. So, all right, I'll see you all later. Bye.